Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be talking about some of my 5-star reads for 2021, some of my favorite books. Please feel free to like and subscribe. Also, if you love books, I have a couple other videos that you can check out on my channel. But yeah, let's get into it. So, to start off, the first 5-star read for me that I read was Like Water for Chocolate. It was so good. It was recommended to me by my sister, and she absolutely loved it, and rightfully so. It was a really good book. I really like magical realism, and it's definitely got magical realism in it. So, I highly recommend it. It was amazing. So, there's that one. And then the next one, and I'm looking because I've got my computer pulled up on my Goodreads so that I can let y'all know which ones y'all need to check out. But the next book was actually a series that I really loved, and it was Anna and the French Kiss. So the first one is Anna and the French Kiss, the second is Lola and the Boy Next Door, and the third one is Isla and the Happily Ever After. And all of these books were extremely good. They were super cute, and if you like romance, that is a really good series to check out. So next one, oh my gosh, this series was so good. It's called All These Things I've Done, was the first one. The second one, I believe, ooh, let me see if I can find it. I don't remember what the second one was called. Oh, Because It Is My Blood is the second one, and then the last one is In the Age of Love and Chocolate. That one was fire. There was a little bit of romance, there's a little bit of like kind of mystery almost, and like thriller. Maybe not thriller, but like mystery. And then there's also like a little element of honestly like what the heck's going on. But basically what happens is this girl, she has like a mob family, but in this society it's illegal to have chocolate. Like chocolate's illegal essentially, in the same way that nowadays we see, or I guess a couple decades back, how there was like alcohol bans and stuff like that. So it's like that, and her family runs like an underground chocolate business, and I think most of her family ends up dead somehow, and she's kind of having to take over the business and figure out what the heck to do. It's so good. Highly recommend that one. Like that one I feel like is good for anyone at all, because it's so good, and you can like literally, it'll just step on your neck. That's how good it was. Like, it didn't have to be that good, but it was, and that's on Period. I also read Attachments by Rainbow Rowell. I put that one as a 5, but to be honest, I don't remember much of that one. I remember it's cute, and I'm pretty sure it was romance, but yeah, so do with that information as you will. I thought it was pretty good at the time to have put it as a 5-star. Looking back, maybe a 4. So yeah. And then, oh my gosh, this one was so good. It was called Orleans, like New Orleans. And I put it as a 5-star because it was super cool and cute. And it's like a, maybe not zombie apocalypse, but it's like an apocalyptic society. And there's like this disease running around that like messes with people's blood, and it's based on blood, which I thought was interesting because I had never seen that done. But it's kind of like how we see race or class and like trying to break people up based on that, but they're doing it with their blood types. And so that was really interesting, and it was really good. So I recommend that one, and it was a standalone. It's not a series, so it's a very quick read. So yeah, I thought it was cool. Also, oh my gosh, anything, this next author, anything Nicola Yoon puts her little heart into is a 5-star in my heart, because that woman can write. I love everything that she's done. There's not a single thing that she's written that I was like, this is trash. So I read everything for the very first time. I've seen the movie, but I never read the book. But I knew that I had read The Sun Is Also a Star back in the day and fell in love with that one. And so I was like, it can't be trash. I've seen the movie. There's no way. And it wasn't. It delivered. It was so good. And honestly, I had seen the movie years ago when it came out, I think. and that's been a while. I didn't remember much, but I feel like there were details in the book that I don't remember seeing in the movie. So I think it was worth checking out. I definitely really liked it. Oh my goodness, I did go through, okay, so I had read this one book that I was like, this is trash, and it put me in a reading slump. And so I was like, I just need something entertaining. So I picked up a couple graphic novels, and I ended up with Pumpkinheads by Rainbow Rowell, and I actually have that one. Let me see if I can show you guys my shelf. Ooh, see it? Can you see it on the top? All the way up there? That's it. So Pumpkinheads, amazing. It was so amazing. I read it through my library, and then I was like, this is the best graphic novel ever. So I purchased it. So that's how good I like that one. It is so cute. It's so good. It's this black girl and then this white guy, and they're like best friends, but only for a season because they work at a pumpkin patch together. And so they're only friends for that season when they're working there. And the guy is like in love with this girl that also works with them. And so the girl helps him to hunt her down. And it's just like this whole like romance, but then it's like an adventure because they're going all over the pumpkin patch trying to find this girl so he can be like, I love you, because the gag is they're about to go off to college, and so it's kind of like a now or never situation of like either tell her or move on with your life and stop talking about it. So it was so cute though. I loved it, every second of it. And because it's a graphic novel, it's a quick read, and that one's also by Rainbow Rowell. And then Ghost was pretty cute. Raina, I can't pronounce her last name. I'm gonna say Telgemeier. We're gonna say that. We have no idea how to pronounce that. But the one that wrote Smile and Sisters, those from back in the day, if you know, you know. That one was really cute. Ghost was so cute. It was, oh, I think it was like Day of the Dead is what they were celebrating. The family had just moved to a different place, and in the town that they lived in, Day of the Dead was a big thing, and ghosts were big things. But these girls, there's like two girls, there's a sister, the older sister and then the younger sister. The younger sister is sick, and the older sister is like, I don't really believe in ghosts. The younger sister's like, what could go wrong? Like, this is fun. Let's just have a good time. So, but yeah, that one was really cute, and it was really good, and I recommend that, as well as, ooh, the Scythe series. Scythe, I was not prepared for it to be as good as it was. I put 1 and 2 definitely down as 5 stars. I'm not sure why, but I do remember not wanting to put the book down. It was that good. I was like, I have to keep reading. I have to keep going and see what happens. There were so many twists and turns. It was just so crazy. It was, again, kind of like a post-apocalyptic society, and basically nobody dies. They've cured death. And so because of that, they still have to do population control, and there are these people that are like in charge of that, where they go in and they kill people essentially. But it's okay, because otherwise no one would ever die, and people would just keep repopulating, and then it would get out of hand. So that one was crazy. It was really good. It had me guessing and guessing wrong. So I really recommend that one. And that's by Neil Shusterman. I also put Allegedly on here. And oh, I forgot to tell you guys, but some of these books I've already talked about in previous videos. So if you want to check those videos out, please feel free to do so. But in some other videos I go more into depth. But because I read so many books this year, I'm trying to just keep it quick and just tell you guys the ones that I really enjoyed, and the ones that I gave 5 stars and that were worth it to me. So yeah. But the next one is Allegedly by Tiffany D. Jackson, and she comes through every time she writes. But it was so good. It was kind of like a mystery and like a murder. This girl is like 15 or 16, I think, and she's accused of murdering this, was it murder? Or did she just hurt the kid? She's accused of murdering this baby, and it's kind of like, oh shoot, like that's kind of crazy. And then it's kind of her story in which she's like, well, did I do it? Did I not do it? And like, you're guessing like, who did it? Did she do it? Eventually the whole story unravels at the end. So you're going to have to wait till the end to see what happens. But it's so good. It's chef's kiss. I loved it. Every second of it was amazing. So please read it. And then also, this next series, I don't know what happened, but I definitely feel like it's one of those books where you read it and it's like, this is why I love reading. This is why I fell in love with reading in the first place. And it's called A Blade So Black. That's the first one. I believe the second one was like A Dream So Dark. And it's by L.L. McKinney. And fun fact, she is from the KC area. So that was exciting for me. I think she's on the Kansas side. I'm on Missouri, just to let y'all know. But she is amazing writer. It was so good. It was like an Alice in Wonderland retelling, but the main character, Alice, is black. And for the first time ever, I've read a book where the black character, it wasn't like we have to constantly bring up the fact that she's black and explain her blackness. It was like, she's black, okay, we get it. And then it was like, now what's the story, you know? And it was just so good. And that, and there, it just, they didn't have to go into depth as to why was she black? What was her blackness? What did it mean? It was just like, let her exist. Let her be a little black girl running around trying to fight people. So I really recommend that one for diversity, but also just for a good time. Like, it was so fun to read. I also read, I don't know how to describe this one. It was a graphic novel. It's called Photographic, The Life of Graciela Iturbide. Don't quote me on that because I don't remember. But it's this one lady who was a photographer. It was super cool. And so it was just cool to see a graphic novel about photography and about this woman's story, especially since, like, what was really cool is they did a side-by-side on the panels, where one panel would be someone drew the graphic of what her photograph looked like, and then the next panel would be like her actual photograph. And so I thought that was really cool to see those side-by-sides and just see like two different medias or mediums of art coming together to create something even better. And so, like, that was just really cool to me. So recommend for sure. I'm trying to go quick, guys, but there's so many books. I didn't realize I read this much. This many 5 stars. But there was also one called A Wish in the Dark. It was really cute. I think I went into more depth about that one. So check that one out. With the Fire on High, amazing book. And that's Elizabeth Acevedo. And I've heard really good things about her stuff. Because I think she also wrote The Poet X, which I've not read yet. But With the Fire on High was amazing, and I really recommend that one. I don't remember this next one. For Black Girls Like Me is what it's called. And I don't remember a lot about it, but I remember it being good. So, and then, oh, another Elizabeth Acevedo one was Clap When You Land. That one was good. It's these two sisters. Their dad basically dies, and what happened? He died in a plane crash, I believe, and these two sisters don't know about each other until his death. So they're half sisters, and they're trying to come to terms with their father's death, and then also realizing that they're not alone in it. And so that was really cute. So yeah, and I think that one was a quick read because I think it was written kind of like in verse, like almost poetry type of feel. So yeah. And then when I tell you guys Nicola Yoon does not miss, I mean she does not miss. I read her new book that came out this year, I believe, called Instructions for Dancing, and 10 out of 10, definitely recommend. It's amazing. Some people hated the ending. I love the ending, but I am a weirdo. So I don't know. It was just such a realistic book, and it was so cute, and it was a romance, and it was just so cute and realistic and beautiful all the way through. And so it was cool, and it was interesting because, like, the main character girl, she's very much kind of like I want to say anti-marriage maybe. Like, she struggles with the idea of relationships romantically, and the guy is not like that because he comes from a background where, like, his grandparents have been married for years and, like, absolutely are in love with each other. And so there's that, and then there's some dancing because she randomly walks into this one lady's dance class and is like, what's going on, and ends up doing that. And so it's really cute. and I really recommend that one as well. I also read The Hill We Climb. I got that as a gift. It's by Amanda Gorman, and she read this poem at the inauguration this year. Yes, Joe Biden's inauguration. She read The Hill We Climb, and so I got that book as a gift for Christmas, and it was really good. It was a really good poem, and of course, because it's a poem, it was a very quick read. So yeah, but I gave it 5 stars because it was really good. But yeah, those were all of my 5 stars for my 5-star reads for 2021. Overall, if you guys were wondering, because on Goodreads I had my little challenge of how many books I wanted to read. And what I did to be realistic with myself was I set a low goal. So I started with 12 books, 1 for each month, and then I would increase as I got closer to that goal. So I increased it by 12 each time, so 12 to 24 to 36, 48, and so forth. But then I ended up on 75 was what I ended up stopping at and being like, okay, if I hit 75, I'll be good. And I ended up surpassing that goal, and I read 84 books throughout the year. So yeah, it was a really good reading year. If you guys don't like reading or want to get into reading, I suggest rotating mediums, but also rotating reading, if that makes sense. So what I did was I would read a book, and then I would either watch a movie or 1 season of a show that's also on my list, so that I felt like I was accomplishing more in both things, and so I didn't get bored with reading or didn't get bored with constantly sitting in front of the TV. So that's what I did. But also I've heard people rotating mediums, so going from like a physical copy of a book to an ebook to an audiobook to kind of help keep it interesting. And so yeah, that's what I recommend. I love books, and I'm thankful that you guys are along for the ride for this journey, and that you guys wanted to sit here with me and have a good time this year. But yeah, hopefully you guys' reading journey goes well. If there's any 5-star reads that you guys would recommend, please leave a comment below and let me know. Let me know some of the things that you're excited for in 2022, some of the books that may be coming out that you're excited to read, and yeah, I'll check them out. Bye.